This is the most hidden shelter I've ever seen. It's buried 2 meters underground. The space inside is not only spacious, but also has a cozy fireplace. No one will ever find it here. Rick, who loves outdoor life, moved to the mountains to live. After setting up his camp, Rick accidentally discovered 2 logs. The thick trunks made him feel safe. Using leverage, he separated the 2 logs, preparing to build a shelter in between. Fortunately, the soil here is quite loose, making it easier for him to dig. After 30 minutes of effort, the yellow soil at the bottom gradually appeared, but he didn't stop. Like a tireless machine, he quickly finished digging a hole. Rick continued to dig out a stove on the side, then collected some small trees. Since he couldn't make a flower, Rick sharpened the sticks to connect with the stove. To live here long-term, a warm stove is essential. He then sharpened a few more sticks, inserting them one by one. He split the huge tree, using it as flooring, which was quite nice. After all, it was high-quality wood. Rick laid the ground with it. Each log weighed over 100 pounds, making it quite laborious to move. After building the steps, he could rest and hydrate. Then he continued working. The remaining logs were not wasted. He sawed them in half, using them as walls. In the wild, one must learn to use surrounding resources to ensure safety. At this point, he had already set up a few beams above. Then he moved the heavy logs up. To save energy, he planned to install a pulley system, fixing it to a nearby small tree. The other end only needed to be tied to the logs, allowing him to drag the heavy wood from afar. Rick chose to build a flat roof. This method was not only simple and practical, but also saved a lot of materials. He just needed to arrange the logs neatly. Rick finished the roof in just half an hour. Besides abundant wood in the wild, there was also an endless supply of turf. This was perfect for filling gaps. Rick collected a bunch, laying the turf all over. This double-layer protection was safer and blended perfectly with nature. Rick was definitely a master of outdoor survival. Whether it was his adaptability in the wild or his experience in building shelters, he was top-notch. He used thin sticks to firmly fix the sawed-off handles together, quickly making a wooden door. The door looked very sturdy. To prevent carbon monoxide poisoning, Rick decided to install a chimney above. Although the interior space looked a bit small, it could completely withstand beast attacks. First, he lit dry wood, the fire drying the stove. As the fire grew stronger, Rick began to prepare today's meal. He took out the pre-prepared sausages, frying them in a pot. The color of the food was mouth-watering. After eating and drinking his fill, Rick comfortably fell asleep in the shelter.